The phone rang at 3:47 a.m. I already knew who it was before I answered. The air around me felt too still, too clean, like the silence before a gunshot. "Your daughter is with us," the man said. His accent was thick, lazy with power. "We want 10 million by tomorrow, or she dies." For a second, I just listened to the sound of his breathing. The ocean wind slipped through the balcony curtains of the resort suite, carrying the faint laughter of tourists who still believed the world was safe. When I spoke, my voice was steady. "Do you know who I am?" He laughed. "You're another rich fool who thought Mexico was paradise." I looked at the empty bed where my daughter had slept hours ago. The pink ribbon she wore in her hair was still on the pillow. "I spent 15 years as the Reaper for the CIA," I said quietly. "I dismantled 47 organizations bigger than yours." The line went dead. Outside, the sea kept whispering, the same sound it made every time I buried someone I once loved. By sunrise, I had already mapped their operation. 3 SUVs, 4 men on the beach, 1 handler watching the perimeter. I should have felt fear, but I didn't. What I felt was betrayal, because I knew this wasn't random. 2 days ago, I'd noticed my wife whispering on the balcony, the way she lowered her voice when I walked in, the text she deleted too quickly. She said it was her sister. I didn't argue, but the truth had already started bleeding through the cracks. When the cartel called, I heard her inhale sharply. Not fear, recognition. I replayed that sound over and over in my mind as I traced the network of calls. Her phone pinged near the same tower that relayed the cartel signal. A coincidence, she'd say, but I'd spent years decoding lies spoken in calm voices. She thought she could outplay me. I moved through the morning like a ghost. Breakfast, coffee, calm words. The routine of a husband pretending not to notice the smell of treachery on his wife's skin. While she showered, I mirrored her phone to mine. Every chat, every deleted file resurrected. I found messages to a man named Carlos, promises, plans, a single phrase that burned through me. "He'll finally pay." So that was it. I wasn't the victim of a cartel. I was the mark in her scheme. I didn't confront her, not yet. Instead, I sent her a message. "I'll handle it. Stay inside. Don't call anyone." Then I drove into the heart of the city. I met a contact from my past, one who owed me a favor sealed in blood. Within hours, I had every name tied to Carlos, every face, every weak point. I didn't need weapons. I had something sharper: information. At 2 p.m., I sent the boss's lieutenant a photo of himself at his daughter's school. No threats, no words, just the picture. By 8 p.m., my phone rang again. The same number. This time, the voice trembled. "Who the hell are you?" I said nothing. I let him hear his own fear echo back at him. When I returned to the resort, my wife was sitting by the window, her face pale. "They called," she said. "They said they'll release her." I nodded. "They already did," I replied. She blanked, confused. "What do you mean?" I handed her the file I'd printed, her messages, her plan with Carlos, the payout accounts, the staged kidnapping. Her breath caught. The mask cracked. "Listen, I raised my hand, just one motion." She stopped. "You used our daughter," I said. "You made her bait." She started crying. Loud, desperate sobs meant to humanize her. I didn't move. My silence was the blade. The next morning, I met Carlos in a warehouse outside town. He looked smaller in person, less myth, more mistake. "You don't understand," he stammered. "She said—" I know what she said. I opened the trunk. My daughter was asleep inside, wrapped in a blanket, untouched. I lifted her gently. Carlos saw the look in my eyes and knew what came next. But I didn't kill him. That would have been mercy. I made a call to a friend in the Federales. The kind of friend who owed me favors that don't appear in reports. Within minutes, Carlos's name was tied to every shipment, every hit, every bribe. His own men would find him before the law ever could. By the time I returned, my wife was gone, her suitcase missing, her silence permanent. I sat on the balcony as the sun fell into the sea, my daughter sleeping inside. Somewhere out there, Carlos was begging for forgiveness. Somewhere else, my wife was realizing the cost of her lie. I didn't feel peace. I didn't feel rage. Only clarity. I'd spent my life dismantling others. Now I'd dismantled my own. When the phone buzzed again, I let it ring. Some men hunt to survive, others because it's all they know. And me? I answer the call.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.